In order to find the perfect time to replace a vehicle in your fleet, you need to start tracking the cost per mile. If you're still replacing vehicles based on their age or their mileage, you could be replacing a vehicle that still has plenty of life left in it. The best time to replace a vehicle is actually when it's at its lowest cost of ownership, and by using cost per mile, you're able to replace the vehicle before it starts costing your fleet unnecessarily. To calculate cost per mile, you take the annual cost of ownership, or the sum of all the expenses tied to your vehicle each year, and divide that by the number of miles driven. But to make this even easier for you, we've created a free interactive calculator that you can use to identify the perfect moment to replace your vehicle before the cost of operation starts to rise. In this video, we'll walk through how you can use this replacement calculator and then how you can also leverage that information to improve your fleet's bottom line. Go to the link in the video description below if you want to follow along. To get started, we'll want to get some general information about your vehicle. All of these fields are customizable, so let's go through and fill them out. Start by typing in the original price that you purchased the vehicle for. Let's say I recently bought a truck for $35,000. I know that's a great price. I'll put you in touch with my truck guy. Let's type that in right here. The estimated vehicle life determines the size of this chart, so feel free to set it to whatever you'd prefer. It's automatically set at 8 years or 96 months, but you can make it larger or smaller by changing the number. We'll keep it at 8 years for now, knowing that the typical replacement time for a vehicle is going to be in that 5 to 7 range. For estimated annual usage, consider similar vehicles in your fleet and how many miles they log each year. Let's assume that you drive this vehicle an average of 15,000 miles every year that it's in service. And then you'll add an estimate on your vehicle's fuel efficiency. If you want to get a more accurate reading, you can find the OEM guidelines for your vehicle. A quick Google search tells me that my truck averages 21 miles per gallon of fuel. And then for the disposal cost, think about how much it's going to cost you to offload or to sell this vehicle. I'll assume that I need to pay $1,000 to get my truck inspected and tuned up, so we'll leave that number the same. Lastly, let's consider how much you think you'll be able to get for your vehicle at the end of its life. Obviously, this number changes over time, and you can make the number more accurate by using a free service like Kelley Blue Book or something similar to get an estimate of the value of your vehicle over time. I can see that the average trade-in value of my truck with 10 years of age and additional mileage is just above 20% of what I paid, so we'll keep this number as it is. For this next section, we want to estimate what we'll spend on service costs over the next few years. We've pre-populated this with some industry averages, but you can further refine it to your fleet by pulling your maintenance records from similar vehicles. And lastly, you'll want to estimate the fuel cost per gallon for this vehicle over the next few years. The average cost of fuel over the last 10 years has been $2.90 per gallon, so we'll plug that into each of these fields. Again, you can make this information as specific or as general as you prefer. Obviously, the more specific the information, the better the output. Now that you've plugged all of this information in, this chart will automatically update to reflect the estimated cost per mile of your vehicle over time. There's fixed costs, which are things like taxes, insurance, depreciation. There's service costs, and then there are fuel costs. These three numbers combined give you your total cost per mile, and as we said at the beginning of this video, that's the metric that helps you truly see how much a vehicle is costing you to operate. Remember, the goal is to replace your assets when they reach their lowest cost of ownership. You'll see in this chart that my optimal replacement window happens right around the 7-year mark. After 7 years, my cost of operating this vehicle start to increase rapidly. And of course, these numbers are estimates, but this tool is meant to give you a better picture of your vehicle's anticipated costs and when you should start planning to replace a vehicle. This vehicle replacement tool is actually an individual element of Fleetio's fleet maintenance software. If you want to take things a step further, you can track your fuel and your maintenance costs in Fleetio to gain a real-time, accurate view at the operating cost for every single vehicle in your fleet. From there, you can put a data-proven process in place to manage your vehicles across their entire life cycle from purchase to disposal. If you're looking for more resources around vehicle replacement and life cycles, I've included additional links in this video's description. And if you'd like to automatically track the cost of your fleet's vehicles with fleet management software, we offer a 14-day free trial so you can click around and see if Fleetio is the right fit for your fleet. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to stay updated on our latest free tools and fleet management tips.